Hey, yo, what up, guys? This is QB from the Chopper Express, and I'm here with
Jacob.
And what'd you do today, Jacob?
I did get second with the Vivi leader
Who?
for the store champs.
Vivi, how was it? How'd it go today?
It went pretty well. I saw a couple of Rebecca's early, and then I played against some Doffys. In the finals, I did lose to a Katakuri. Katakuri, pretty strong deck. He saw a good curve. I saw a good hand too, actually. There was some back and forth, but he did end up taking it in the end.
Nice. Do you think you would play going into like a bigger tournament, or is it just like...
I do think that this deck has legs. It has a lot of unexpected power, a lot of little tricks that you can do, and if your opponent doesn't quite know what you're doing, then you can get a lot of mileage out of some unexpected cards.
For sure, bro. You trying to get into the list right now?
Yeah, let's go into it. So to start off with, we'll look at the blockers. So you're playing 4 Chopper and you're playing 4 Doffys. You're playing the 4 Choppers because they are red, they cost 1, very efficient, they can block big swings in the late game. So once you get past turn 6, turn 7, you can play something like 2 small bodies and then 2 choppers, and you're pretty safe against most things. The Doffys you actually play a lot earlier, so you can set up your draws. There is a lot of tech in this deck, so looking at cards that are normally unsearchable and being able to draw them with Vivi on that turn can be very powerful. Going into the mid-game cards, we start off with the star of the deck. We got Chaka. Chaka does everything for this deck. He is a 3-mana 5k. He has an effect, give him a Dawn, and you can swing him. He will give something minus 3k and pop something with 0 power. Those are 2 separate effects, so you can target 2 different cards or you can target the same card. If it's a little blocker, then he just swings over and kills the blocker with swing. If they have a tapped bigger guy, like a 7k, you can give it minus 3k and delete something small, like against Doffy, they have the Sugars, or they might have a Otama in play against red, and that usually doesn't matter, but it may end up coming into play. They don't get that extra card or body. And against Nami, it does pop the, what's-her-face, the Kaya. In any event, we are also playing 2 Nico Robin. They are redundancy for Chaka. They don't do as good of an effect, but they do have 1k counter power. They still cost the same, and they can still pop a thing, so that's good. Brook is also another star of the deck. If you're going second, you can play this guy on 2. He usually lives, and he sets up a big Fire Fist, which we haven't gone into the events yet, but spoiler alert, Fire Fist is a good card. In any event, he can also set up on turn 3 your Marcos. I'm playing 3 of them. You could kick it up to 4 if you want, for instead of some tech cards. Yeah, we'll move these over.
Good. I'm just gonna spin around so that people can see what you cooked up.
In any event, oh yeah, I guess I should be playing them upside down for you.
It's all good. It's all good, man. No worries. No worries.
In any event, you guys know what Marco does. He pops a 3k. He's a 6k. He has a revival effect if you dump an event from hand. I'm playing plenty of events, so he usually does get some good mileage and stick around. The next card we're going to be playing, we're going to go into the big bodies now. So these are your game enders. We'll start off with Doffy. Starter deck Doffy, he bounces some important targets. So you can hit the green 7-drop Luffy, you can hit Sabos when other things are untargetable. Rebecca does not want to have to play Sabos over and over and over again. You can hit the Luffy in a pinch, the 7-drop Luffy, also in Rebecca. It hits the early guys in yellow as well, just on 7 for a tempo play. But this card does do a lot, and for 9, you can draw a card and give it rush. So it can swing into something else, or maybe get you a 7k swing into a leader. The next card we're going for is Crocodile. Now this card is a little bit more niche. I most of the time will end up dumping him out of hand for counter power, especially against more aggressive strategies. However, against yellow, he can come into play big because they won't get their trigger effects, especially Queen. Queen hates this card. He does not want to pay 6 Dawn in order to get rid of it, although he might have a Mihawk ready to go. But if you have other threats already on your board, you play your Crocodile, you swing him with Banish, he has to dump 2 cards out of his hand and then commit to his next turn to play a 9-Dawn Mihawk. You can get rid of him with your other threats, using event cards, which we'll go into later. Our last big body is the Kaidos. So, Kaido is also very strong into this meta right now. He hits an 8-drop and a 3-drop. A lot of times, you'll have enemy Doffys playing big Luffy with a smaller body like Nami. You can bounce them both. Against Rebecca, bounce the Luffy plus a Kyros. And he sticks around. Not a lot is going to get rid of him unless they're willing to commit a Red Rock against Blue specifically. So he's going to stick in most board events. We'll go into the events from here. So For counter power, we have Happiness Punch. It's 1 mana with flexibility. It's like a guard point in that, but you can hit 2 targets with it. Additionally, you can always pitch it. Now, it does not have a trigger, so you can't rely for it out of life, but most of the time you're not relying on your life for triggers anyway. You're just getting cards out of your life. Next up, we have the 3 of Round Tables. So Round Table is a lot like Red Rock. It is going to allow you to get rid of really big threats. As long as you have a Chaka or a Nico Robin on board, then you can go ahead and Round Table something, slap a Dawn on, get rid of it. It doesn't matter if it's a Big Mom or Kaido, or it can even be something like a smaller 8K or 9K, like a Mihawk. And importantly, you can pay 4 for this, play a Chaka from hand, give it Rush for 2, draw a card, and then slap a Dawn on him and swing, give something else minus 3K, pop a 0 cost, so that's probably what you get with Round Table, and it's just good. Lastly then, we've got a Gum Gum Jet Pistol. This can be really strong going for game. They have just 1 blocker in play, a 5 mana 6K usually. You can just get rid of it and swing 2 unexpected swings, then usually they'll die. Lastly though, we do have the 3 copies of Fire Fist. You could kick this up to 4, getting rid of the Jet Pistol, but I do like the flexibility of having 1 Jet Pistol. There's a lot of times where I'm going to be holding a Fire Fist and the Jet Pistol, and then I can choose what I want to do. If I'm holding 2 Fire Fists, well, I'm kind of playing into 1 line. We'll go into the 2K counters from here. So we do have 4 copies of Otama. So Otama is very important for any red strategy that is relying on removal effects. It puts a lot of things into range of Jet Pistol and Fire Fist, respectively. Minus 2K, and it's 2K counter, so don't be afraid to pitch it for life. Additionally, though, we have 4 copies of Beppo. Beppo is a promo card that not a lot of people are on right now, but importantly, he has more redundancy for the effects of Chaka and Nico Robin. In a pinch, you can round table a big target, play a Beppo, give it a Dawn, give it Rush, swing 3K into probably nothing, but kill the body. And that's very important, especially in a meta where Kaido is relevant. Lastly, we do have 4 additional attackers. So they're all 2 mana 3Ks. I've got 3 Alvida here, 1 Masked Deuce. I haven't really figured out the ratio I want to play these guys at. Masked Deuce, honestly, I'm just trying them out. But the idea is you can pay 2 for them, give them Rush, slap 6 onto them. They swing for 9, and you get to either pop something with Mask or bounce something with Alvida. And it can get rid of some Alvida especially can get rid of some very annoying blockers like the black 3 mana 3K, who is very relevant in black decks right now. And then lastly, we do have 2 additional tech cards. So I am playing a Barto blocker. This does dodge some relevant effects because Kyros and the 2 mana blue event, which I am forgetting the name of, they do hit Chopper and they do not hit Barto. Additionally, Barto has 1K counter power, so at worst, you are getting 1K counter power out of him, and people will, a lot of times, not be able to remove him quite so easily as they will Chopper, who, really, you have to play multiple Choppers if you want to feel safe behind. Lastly, we do have 1 copy of Uta. Again, this is redundancy to pick back up either in Otama, so you can get a combat trick in, a Chaka, because Chaka, again, is the star of the deck. You want to see these Chakas. You want to play them on the board. And playing Uta will get you a Chaka for 7, give 2 for Rush to Chaka, attach a Dawn to Chaka, swing 6, give minus 3K to something. Usually that's enough to swing over a medium-sized body. And, well, that's the list. So, yeah, what do you guys think?
And I think the really big thing that I'm seeing is that like you really put a lot of time into Dawn efficient plays to make Chaka and Nico Robin go through and resolve. And I think that's kind of the big thing that I'm seeing with your list. This is different from a lot of Vivi lists out there, is that you really focused on making sure that every play that involved Chaka and Robin, that you were going to get to pop a card. And I think even when we play, I saw a lot of that, where it was hard for me I would remove a minion, but another one will come right back down. And all your 2K counters are all just other versions of those cards. So I think this is it was a really good list. It was really fun playing against you this tournament, man.
I will say the other thing is, if you want to resolve your leader effect every single turn. and that is part of the reason why I focus so much on getting the Chaka, getting the Nico Robin into hand, so I can put them onto the board, so I can draw an additional card, because at the end of the game, a lot of times you're going to be ending with like 8 cards in hand, your opponent will have around 4, and that could spell victory for you.
Hey, congratulations, man. I appreciate you.
All right, well,
Peace.